Hi, and welcome to episode 1 of my Minecraft Let's Play, and the first gameplay on my channel. This first episode is going to be a bit slower than the episodes to come, and this is a voiceover for the episode if you were wondering. I'm planning on having mainly quick updates and time lapses for future episodes, with voiceovers and conversations over top. I always love seeing progress in episodes on YouTube, so I want to reflect that in my own episodes. This first slow episode will include the first day and night, and I also get into a little trouble near the end if you stick around. I'm using a tree destruction and vein miner data pack, which is linked in the description below. These are used purely to speed up the grind for the game, and they do not add anything else. I hope you enjoy today's episode, and the rest of whatever day you are living right now. I recently just started streaming, and now recording for YouTube. I'm admittedly a very private guy by nature, so putting myself out there like this is a little stressful for me. My intentions and desire for starting these channels is to provide a place for you to relax a little, and also so that I can help with some problems you may have in your personal life. My main passion in life, and I think the purpose of my life, is to help people in any way I can. So if you have any problems or questions in your life that you could use an opinion on, or just want to feel heard, don't be afraid to post a comment, join a stream, or tweet at me. I'm extremely open to helping any way I can, and will try my hardest to give some answers, guidance, or just an ear. So, who am I, you must be wondering? Well, in time, I hope you can answer that question yourself, without simple responses hopefully. But for now, I'll tell you everything I can. My alias is Nemo Sophos, which is Latin for no one wise, but you can call me Nemo if that's easier to remember. I chose this name as I enjoy Greek, Roman, and medieval civilizations, but also because I believe it. Throughout my life, I've been continually shown that the ideas I know to be true now will, given enough time, turn out to be false. I therefore view my ideas now as false in order to avoid the confusion and pain that comes with basing your decisions off of false ideas. Now, you may be wondering how this concept of no wisdom connects with helping people. I'm glad you asked. Even though I think my ideas and advice are flawed, it is the best I've ever come up with. Through all my time, suffering, and learning, the ideas I have now are the reward for those trials and tribulations. It is the best I can offer, really. I know that they can be false, flawed, or not right for the situation at hand. But am I really supposed to delay my life's purpose so that I can seek the perfect idea just to help someone? I choose to offer my ideas now, as they are, and recognize that they could be wrong, because maybe through pushing past ignorance, my imperfect ideas can make one person's life just a little bit better than if I wasn't there at all. So that's why I don't think I'm wise. I've answered the not wise part of my name, but what about the no one part? Well, I think most people would like to help others, or I like to fantasize like most do anyways. I think most people offer advice to those in trouble, and don't like seeing someone suffer or go through a hard time, especially alone. I don't think helping others makes me special or worthy of praise. I actually think it makes me fall in line with most of humanity. I'm also not trying to save the whole world, or even a handful of people. I think that my life and all its long, arduous, and sometimes painful periods would be worth it if I can just make someone else's life better than if I wasn't here at all. I'm really only seeking one person to help, just a little. To hear them out, give them my thoughts, and maybe some advice if I can. After that, every person I help is just sprinkles on the cake. I really do think I'm no one special. I've gone through many long periods of loneliness in my life. Some of my darkest days were those where I felt most isolated from those around me. Crowded rooms felt hollow, and conversations felt empty. One of the things I thought on my lowest days were how I just wanted someone to help, just one person to listen, care, maybe even help me with what I was going through. I was scared to receive help because I didn't want to be viewed as weak, but wanting help was something I couldn't get rid of. My hope is to be that person I was looking for so long ago, to those that feel that way now. So, now that I've explained myself a little bit, how about we move on? So far, in the gameplay, I've found a place to settle down. I was running around a while to find a good first spot. I chose the top of this hill in the plains because I'd like to build some farms early on and need a clear space to do so. And don't worry, I'll replant the trees at some point. For this Let's Play, I plan on being vegan. I'm not vegan myself, but really enjoy the idea. And as a little extra challenge, I didn't think it would hurt. That's why you will have seen that I didn't and won't kill the sheep in the plains to make a bed with their wool. The game is also on hard, if anybody was wondering. I would do hardcore, but I enjoy the calm energy of just being able to build and grow without stress. The idea of a hardcore world is enticing, as it lends itself to making everything more valuable. But for me, the gameplay is more background for my words. I hope this doesn't bother anyone. Right now, I'm setting up a berry farm for a little food. Because I'm being vegan for this playthrough, it makes it really important to set up a food system quickly. I'm already quite hungry, and you'll see how the lack of food plays in later in the video. I place the slabs on top of the berries so that I don't get pricked when trying to harvest them later. I know that the pace of my voice and the pace of my character in game is a little off, but I think it has a nice dichotomy. The speed of the game and the slowness of my voiceover really has a hot and cold energy. I think it really makes you notice both. The cave you saw me look into is the cave we'll be exploring this night. I'm running down to the river so that I can build a temporary farm. While the wheat is growing and the farm expands, the only food I'll have is berries and apples. As I go into the cave for the night, let's switch to a question. Why do people feel lonely even when others are around? This is a question that used to literally keep me up at night, and seems appropriate for today's video. Not all future questions I deal with will be so sad, so don't get worried moving forward. Being lonely for most of my life has really made me have to confront this issue early. Through my time, I've learned that being or feeling lonely is more about feeling misunderstood than what is physically going on. Having your problems ignored or having your identity or feelings be misunderstood makes you feel like you're invisible. Maybe like no one cares to even understand. Even in crowded rooms filled with people, you can feel small, like you've shrunk down inside of your body. This is why, when you're trying to feel less alone, I found that trying to be understood is much better than just surrounding yourself with people. I can talk more about this issue in future episodes if you'd like, but I think this is a good summary for my thoughts as they are now. You can see the vein miner data pack used there in the pool of water. All it does is mine out all the ore connected to the original block. I don't think this is getting away from the gameplay at all. It just kind of speeds up the grind a little bit. Recently, one of my friends asked me a great question, and I think it's a good addition for this episode. If you had to say, what is the best lesson you've learned in your life, or what makes a good life, for example, whatever that means to you. I took a while to think about it, and here's my answer. I think the best thing you could do for your life is to focus on yourself. And I know you must be shocked with your mouth open right now, especially after what I said in the beginning of this video, but hear me out, I promise I have an explanation. I have this theory about selflessness that I will touch on here, but it could be a series on its own if you wanted. I think selflessness is split into two categories, destructive and non-destructive selflessness. I know, very creative. These types of selflessness are about the person trying to be helpful. So me, for this example. I can help others either by destroying part of who I am or what I own in order to better their situation. Usually this destruction is to a degree of permanence or has great difficulty in recovering what you destroyed or damaged. This destruction could be your identity, emotional state, ideas, your property, finances. You get the idea. Non-destructive selflessness means that you help as much as you can, up until when you would have to semi or permanently damage you or your life to help them. The reason I think non-destructive selflessness, or focusing on yourself, like I said in the beginning, is a good option, is because a broken tool can't fix anything. If you damage yourself to a point that you can't recover easily or at all, then you've made it much harder to be helpful in the future. You sacrificed your future for your present. While this is to some level honorable and great to give so much to help someone in need, it isn't the best option in my eyes. You should try to make yourself stable and ready to help above everything else. Learn the most you can, be as content as possible, so that when someone does need your help, you aren't fighting your own demons as well. It's easier to save a drowning person when you know how to swim, basically. I still think you should help people whenever you can, but I just don't want you to forget that you need yourself more than anyone else. You're the only one who is directly responsible for your life. No one else will make decisions or life changes to make your life better. No one else has to live through your days, so I think you should make them good to live through. Maybe I'm getting away from myself. All I mean to say is that it doesn't make you a bad person to choose yourself every once in a while. And it definitely doesn't make you a bad person to say no to helping someone. I used to beat myself up every time I failed at being there for those in trouble, or when I chose my own problem before somebody else's. But I've learned that you can't live like that. You'll crash and be no better off. Just take care of yourself, is what I'm trying to say. You're your best advocate, so trust your instincts, and when they tell you to calm down, take it easy. We're nearing the end of the episode. I hope the cave scene was exciting to watch. I think it's almost a little frustrating that I was speaking so calm while I was so close to death. Again, another beautiful dichotomy. I finally got shears. I told you I wouldn't kill a sheep. I'll make a starter house next episode. I'm not much of a cave dweller in the beginning, so hopefully I build something nice. I fight a little bit in the morning. I was trying to get a head start on getting some ender pearls for endgame. I know a little early, I can barely kill a skeleton, but it would be nice to have a head start. I really enjoyed making this episode. I hope it was useful in some way to you. If you want to see more of me or what I'm going to do in the future, feel free to follow my content any way you feel comfortable with. I have a YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, all linked below. If you have any questions about me or need any help or an open ear, leave your comments below, and I'll try to include them in a future episode. I hope I've made your life a little better than if I wasn't here at all. And remember, I'm no one wise.